Hello, guys, and welcome back to Joe's Ventures. And today, after about a year and a half, I actually went back and checked, and the last devlog for Saurian was in June of 2023, so over a year and a half ago. But what's really cool is that we got one now, so a great one to put for the new year. So let's have a read of this and get an update on the team and an update on everyone's favorite, big bad dinosaur T Rex. So let's have a read through. So, hello everyone, Henry here on behalf of the Saurian team. Before we give an update on the game, we also want to offer some transparency for our fans who wonder what's going on with our team and what kind of expectations they should currently have for the game's development cadence. And then T-Rex is after. So that's one of the great things about games like Saurian and Prehistoric Kingdom. Is they're very transparent. You just got to be open. That's the biggest thing. Like you gotta get people to know what they're getting into and what to expect. And I like that they're very open with it. So let's start off with the team update. So team update. First off, let me get that down. First off, we're still here. We're down to a core 5-person crew of us, basically all working on a volunteer basis and time off for our full-time day jobs. So very cool. We meet once a week without fail, just as we have since the beginning. So still consistent there. So unfortunately, time is very sparse between all of us. But even when a week or two goes by without progress, we're still meeting in to track our goals. That's really good. Everyone who's showing up is doing so because even with everything they've been through, they still care, and I deeply respect all my teammates for this. So that's really, really cool. You know, the passion's still there. I know that there's so many big games out there, and they're doing it just for a paycheck. But this is passion. This is something that they really care about and want to create. Which is really cool, and you can't, fault them for that. Even when those of us Unity side find time, working on the game is unfortunately difficult due to engine issues. Our compile times have been very slow, and we've been unable to find ways to significantly speed it up so far. This makes iteration slower than we want for those of us working in engine. Additionally, my workflow for NPCs in particular has been hurt by the deprecation of our third-party behavior plugin, Apex Unity AI, which is progressively broken down over time with Unity's updates. So that just makes it harder. It goes without saying that we wish to make a better long-term bets in terms of our plugin/engine choice, but switching them at this point would require effort and tantamount to remaking the game in many aspects. A path that we're fantasize about, but it doesn't feel realistic or reasonable to any of us. So yeah, really cool, but obviously not the most realistic outcome for that. Financially, we're doing okay, given our mostly volunteer-driven development situation. We're currently still getting enough sales to pay our limited expenses for dev software license, company accounting fees, and one small part-time dev stipend. So at least that allows, like a little bit of money to cover those things, and maybe get a little bit of money just to help, support the teams and everyone. We really appreciate everyone still supporting us with their purchases, as they really do help keep us going. We also feel it's important for anybody buying Saurian, especially multiple copies, to know that we don't realistically expect purchases to accelerate the game's development. So please consider that as an important factor with your purchasing decision. So yeah, if just throwing some money at it, unless you're buying like hundreds of thousands, hundreds of copies, it's not really going to affect development that much. And what we'll need to accelerate development would be new dev hires for specific parts of our pipelines, but those costs would be too high for us to safely sustain. So our current plans are based on the assumptions that we'll keep our current headcount in pace until we exit early access. So yeah, that'd be quite cool. With our very limited time and energy, we've also let our public communication fall off almost entirely. So yeah, I can understand they basically said with the last devlog 124 that because these dev updates take time, it is hard to make it's time that could be better used actually making the game instead of having to type up a dev diary or a devlog. So I think that's a great way to do that, and I understand that. But yeah, it's good that they gave us this one, for the end of 2024. And I'm sorry that our fans have been left in the dark by this, but I strongly believe it's the best call for increasing our odds to getting the game made. So good public communication can take quite a bit of energy, which I agree with, which I think should be is better spent working on the game itself. So shout out to the awesome modded dead team on Discord who've done a great job communicating on our behalf. So yeah, I agree with this. I know like is basically just giving it. Basically we're all volunteers. We get a little bit of money to cover fees, and then one maybe a little bit, but really, it's not covering a huge amount. It's good, but basically, there's going to be their 5 head count and still keep going because yeah, like it's a 27. Oh, that's all like a 7 or 8 year old game. So yeah. And in the infants of brevity, we'll leave our team updates at that for now. But we hope this provides some transparency to those in our community looking for it. And we'll keep an eye out for feedback so we can try and ensure we're giving our community members the information they're looking for as best we can. So that's a good deal, just be honest and open. And it's good that we know kind of the general situation. And this is definitely a labor of love. It's not a thing they want to do for money. It's something they do in their spare time, and they may get a little bit of money out of it, but they're not getting a full-time job. They're not full-time working on Saurian, which is really sad because it is a game that is really cool once it gets made, but obviously it's not paying the bills, so you got to work other jobs. But it's cool that even with all that, it's really cool that they give their own free time to develop this game. And it definitely is a labor of love, one of those really cool labor of loves to have. So yeah, that's a cool one to talk about. But we all really want to see the update for T-Rex because we know T-Rex is the next playable. So I'm quite excited to get stuck in this one. So let's get into T-Rex development progress. So all that, nice stuff said, just an update. We got some in-progress footage for the playable T-Rex. So we'll just let this play and have a look. I think it's on 720 yet. So this is, as you mentioned, T-Rex. That's quite cool. So yeah, that just goes through it again. But yeah, you can see, eating that little paleo Don't know if there's actually any. Yeah, there's no sound that goes with it. But you can see just eating that paleo clicking at the social. So I think part of the baby mechanics is that they're actually going to be a little bit of packs and things. See, that's the herd mate there. So there'll be probably some changes to the UI to fit the T-Rex. Have a little drink there. And you can see that looks quite good. It's really, really nice. So, as seen here, the T-Rex hatchling is the only stage that has all animation assets ready. So we've been using it to test out our core systems for both player and NPC. Currently, we're happy to report that most of the core mechanics and system we're testing so far are working for the hatchling, so eating, drinking, resting, social menu, etc. So as you can see as well, this is the new T-Rex, not the old feather one. This is the one with the scales on it, the one that not Henry, RJ redesigned. So it's quite cool. So while those of us engine side wait for the rest of the animations to be finished, we still have quite a bit of tech debt to clean up, accompanying new capabilities for our continuous ontogeny system. So for previous playables, we actually split the meshes and data for each animal into its stages and swapped them out invisibly when the player was in advanced stages. So for the T-Rex, Zane actually updated the system, so you never actually have to swap out the meshes, which is really cool. However, though, we have several other systems that we are piggybacking on that invisible data swap that now also needs to be updated. So Ale and I are splitting most of the work, clearing up that tech debt. Luckily, though, we expect to do much of this work in parallel with the actual animation work. So we'll be minimally blocking up engine side, minimally block the engine side by asset dependencies as you untie this knot, and hopefully can hit the ground running when the animations are delivered. So basically, once the animations are done, and the all this behind the scenes, stage ontogeny updates, things happen. Basically, they'll just work out perfectly, and obviously it's better easy said than done, but it'll work out nice, and then you basically will have it as soon as possible, which is quite cool. But also, given the amount of additional work required to get T-Rex working with a new back-end ontogeny setup, we'll be actually scoping our goals for the playable T-Rex more gradually than previous playables into several tiers. So basically, instead of releasing T-Rex fully, going, it's going to be a little bit more in tiers. So our first scope tier is the bare minimum for what we need for release, and it's basic mechanical parity with other playables. So it's basically just a T-Rex that works, and it grows, and it can eat, and it can drink, and it can do its social thing. The second tier would be the new territory system, which is kind of the unique gameplay mechanic that would be unique to the T-Rex players and NPC. And we've also discussed additional features, but those are more tentative and would constitute higher scope tiers. So that's another really cool one there. Our hope is to reach at least the second scope tier, but it's possible we will only be able to fulfill the first. But at the end of the day, we want to prioritize getting this big guy released if it's gestating features for too long. And as usual, we're not going to give any ETAs for release. So we know it's working on it, and it was really hard to give dates and things because obviously things change and things happen all the time. So it'll be really cool once T-Rex comes out, and they'll probably give like at least warning or something like that. It'll be quite cool. So it's cool to see that getting updates, and then T-Rex. I'm actually quite excited. Even just playing as T-Rex will be quite cool. Even if without the new territory system, because I think it'd be cool to obviously want to have that system afterwards, because I think just getting T-Rex out and getting more eyes on the game will be very important, and then getting that new T-Rex and just getting it in the game is going to be a win. But so thank you. That's all for this update. Thanks once again for your patience and understanding, while we keep slowly working towards playful T-Rex. So I know everyone wants to play T-Rex, and I think it's a great way to to get people more interested again, especially after this lull. We're going to get this T-Rex coming out. So yeah, nice little update on what's happening. Volunteers, you can't give them too much slack. They're all doing it out of their own free time. And they're really great people. I've chatted with the Saurian team before, all really great people. So it's really cool that they've given up their own free time and to do this, and especially because obviously they work full-time jobs, and your free time, as now working a full-time job, you obviously understand your free time is valuable, and it's really good to be able to have people doing that and giving their free time for it, which is quite cool. T-Rex development progress is quite cool. We've got the baby, we've got the new one in, the new ontogeny, the new scaled Rex, because the original one, was that nice fluffy one. I like that old design, but it's nice to get this one as well. We've got the baby working, so hopefully we get everything working, and then we can get T-Rex as soon as possible. Just at least like functioning. Maybe even the new territory system, which I'm actually quite excited to hear more about. I really hope they do more devlogs with talking about the territory system, because I think that's quite a cool system. But yeah, I think this is a great place to end the video. So I really, really, really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you guys like and subscribe. Always remember to get the little bell icon to get notified about anything. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, hope you guys like and subscribe, and goodbye.